Hi, I'm Kevin Dolan, owner of the Landon House in Urbana, Maryland. In the background here, I'm going to do a short walking tour of the place and give you a history of the paranormal and ghost sightings and stories associated with the house. It's the house in the background. I'll do kind of a walking overview. It's 12,000 square feet on 6 acres in Urbana, Maryland. I'll do a panoramic view here. It's going around. It's a beautiful property. A lot of development going on around the house, and we'd like to thank the paranormal fans who have helped us preserve the place. Walking into the house now, do a brief tour. The main haunt associated with the house is that of Lieutenant Bryn, who was one of Jeb Stuart's officers who came back after the Civil War, bought the Landon house, and he and his wife raised 5 children, all of whom predeceased him. And they're said to rock on the front porch waiting for their children to come home. Very sad story. This is the ballroom of the Landon house where the Sabres and Roses ball took place. That's General Jeb Stuart, the Confederate Cavalry. A quick walking tour here. We're already up to 114. Bathroom, hallways. Again, it's 4,000 square feet per floor. A lot of activity. We had Dustin Perry from Ghost Hunters here a few weeks ago for an investigation. We've been featured on Psychic Kids. This is the parlor area. This is Lieutenant Bryn, who died here in 1912 and is buried around the corner of St. Ignatius Church. These are the Civil War lightning sketches featuring drawing of Abraham Lincoln by the Pennsylvania 155th Volunteers. You can see up there His Excellency Abe Lincoln, 155th Pennsylvania Volunteers. These are pictures of Jeb Stuart, Jeff Davis, President of the Confederacy. Signed and dated September 16, 1862. The day before the bloodiest day in American history, the Battle of Antietam, with 23,000 dead, wounded, or missing. Here, we're walking through the house again. We're already up to 10 minutes. Okay. Right. And down here, the hallways. We've got a 30 by 100 foot house. It's big. And down here, these were the hospital rooms during the Civil War, where many a brave Union or Confederate soldier took his last breath. A lot of happiness here at the Landon house and a lot of sadness. It's said that a lot of spirits trapped within the walls of the Landon house. And we'll go up to the 3rd floor now. And now we're in what we call the bride's room. And the bride's room has had a lot of activity. It has period furniture from the Civil War, that dresser, the mirror, the chamber pot, the bed, 4-poster bed with an original Civil War era quilt. And the groups that come in here seem to get a lot of activity. I usually defer to the groups as they're the ones doing the investigations. But this certainly seems to have a lot of activity. Disembodied voices. John Curley from Harrisburg Area Paranormal Society has audio of him whistling out Civil War songs and getting responses in 3 different rooms of the house. We've had London Knight here, who's a famous paranormal historian, and she's gathered a lot of activity here as well. There's a view down the other way. So we're at 4 minutes now, and I'm coming back down to where I guess you could say, I had my most stellar paranormal experience right here. Standing here last year around, I think, May or June, and I heard a female voice call out hello, and it was so real that I answered. And so that to me is real. I'm very skeptical. I answered her hello. I then went down the steps right here, came down, looked around, called out again. This was early in the morning, and no one around at all. Went outside, around, there's my car, no cars in the parking lot, none of my tenants were here. And so in terms of actual, I guess you call it paranormal experience or or event. That for me was one of the major ones, in that it was so real that I actually answered. Now we're back in the Sabres and Roses ballroom. The panoramic view here. Here is where Jeff Stewart hosted his ball, coming up on the 150th this year. And here's somewhat of a rendition of what it looked like back then at the Sabres and Roses ball here at the Landon house. It was basically the end of any kind of notion of romantic warfare.